In the high-stakes world of the NBA draft, one decision can alter the course of a franchise for years to come. The 2009 draft stands as proof of this, where 5 teams passed on a skinny guard from Davidson who would go on to revolutionize the game of basketball. This is the story of those chosen before Steph and Curry and how their careers unfolded in the shadow of greatness.
Curry comes free, gets the ball, puts up a three-pointer. Bang! Steph Curry!
We begin our journey with Blake Griffin, the number 1 overall pick in the 2009 draft. Selected by the Los Angeles Clippers, Griffin was a powerhouse forward from the University of Oklahoma, known for his explosive athleticism and thunderous dunks. Griffin's entry into the NBA, however, hit an early roadblock. Before he could even step onto the court for his rookie season, he suffered a stress fracture in his left knee during the Clippers' final preseason game. This injury sidelined him for the entire 2009-2010 season, delaying his much-anticipated debut. But when Griffin finally hit the hardwood in the 2010-2011 season, he lived up to the hype. He took the league by storm, averaging a double-double with 22.5 points and 12.1 rebounds per game. His high-flying dunks and powerful play earned him the NBA Rookie of the Year award and a spot in the All-Star game. Griffin's career with the Clippers was marked by excitement and promise. He formed a dynamic duo with the point guard Chris Paul, turning the long-suffering Clippers into a playoff contender. The team earned the nickname Lob City for their spectacular alley-oop plays, with Griffin on the receiving end of Paul's pinpoint passes.
Ball, he's got Blake.
Over the next few years, Griffin continued to improve his game. However, injuries began to take their toll. Griffin's high-flying style of play, while exciting for the fans, put a lot of stress on his body. He dealt with various injuries to his knee, back, and elbow, which caused him to miss significant time over several seasons. In 2018, in a move that shocked many, the Clippers traded Griffin to the Detroit Pistons. While he continued to put up solid numbers in Detroit, including a career-high 24.5 points per game in his first full season there, the team struggled to find success. As we fast forward to more recent years, we see Griffin's role in the league evolving. After a brief stint with the Brooklyn Nets, he found himself with the Boston Celtics, adapting to a reduced role off the bench. The high-flying dunker of his early years had transformed into a veteran presence, valued for his experience and basketball IQ more than his athleticism. However, as fate would have it, on April 16, 2024, Griffin announced his retirement from professional basketball. From the soaring heights of Blake Griffin, we now turn our attention to perhaps the most perplexing selection of the 2009 draft, Hashim Thabeet. The Memphis Grizzlies, with the 2nd overall pick, chose the 7'3" center from Tanzania by way of the University of Connecticut. Thabeet's selection was based largely on his potential as a defensive anchor. In college, he had been a shot-blocking machine, earning Big East Defensive Player of the Year honors twice.
Bolden kicks over. Oh, shot blocked by Thabeet.
The Grizzlies hoped he would develop a dominant force in the paint, capable of changing games with his defensive presence. However, Thabeet's transition to the NBA proved to be far more challenging than anyone had anticipated. From the outset, it was clear that the speed and physicality of the professional game were overwhelming for the young center. His lack of offensive skills and struggles with foul trouble limited his playing time and effectiveness. In a move that highlighted his early struggles, Thabeet made history of the wrong kind. On February 25, 2010, he was assigned to the Dakota Wizards of the NBA Development League. This made him the highest drafted player to be sent to the D-League, a distinction that underscored the gap between expectations and reality. Thabeet's time with the Grizzlies was short-lived. By his 2nd season, he was traded to the Houston Rockets. This began a journey that would see him bounce around the league, never finding a stable home or a significant role. He had brief stints with the Portland Trail Blazers and Oklahoma City Thunder, but was unable to carve out a consistent place in any team's rotation. By 2014, just 5 years after being drafted 2nd overall, Thabeet was out of the NBA. His career averages of 2.2 points and 2.7 rebounds per game in just 10.5 minutes of playing time paint a picture of unfulfilled potential. Thabeet's story serves as a cautionary tale in the world of NBA drafting. It highlights the risks involved selecting players based primarily on physical attributes and potential, rather than proven skills and basketball IQ.
Harden against the back pedaling Iguodala. He got it! He got it!
As we move to the third pick of the 2009 draft, we encounter a name that has become synonymous with scoring prowess and distinctive facial hair: James Harden. Selected by the Oklahoma City Thunder, Harden's journey in the NBA has been nothing short of remarkable. Coming out of Arizona State University, Harden was known for his scoring ability and basketball IQ. However, few could have predicted the impact he would have on the league. His early years with the Thunder saw him in a sixth-man role, coming off the bench to provide a scoring spark. He excelled in this role, winning the NBA Sixth Man of the Year award in 2012 and helping the young Thunder team alongside Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook reach the NBA Finals. But it was a trade to the Houston Rockets in 2012 that truly unleashed Harden's potential. Given the opportunity to be the primary option, Harden's game flourished. His unique combination of step-back three-pointers, crafty drives to the basket, and ability to draw fouls made him nearly unguardable. Harden's time in Houston was marked by individual brilliance and team success.
Here's Harden with the drive.
He led the league in scoring 3 consecutive seasons from 2018 to 2020, with his peak coming in the 2018-2019 season, where he averaged an astounding 36.1 points per game. He was named NBA MVP in 2018 and was runner-up for the award several other times. Under Harden's leadership, the Rockets became perennial playoff contenders. While they never reached the NBA Finals, they pushed the dominant Golden State Warriors to 7 games in the 2018 Western Conference Finals. Harden's style of play, heavily reliant on isolation and three-point shooting, became a blueprint that many teams tried to emulate. In 2021, Harden was traded to the Brooklyn Nets, forming a superstar trio with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. While injuries limited their time together, Harden continued to showcase his elite playmaking skills. Another trade in 2022 saw him join the Philadelphia 76ers, where he formed a potent duo with Joel Embiid. As we look at Harden's career, it is clear that he has far exceeded the expectations set on draft night in 2009. His distinctive playing style and appearance, the beard has become as famous as his step-back three, have made him one of the most recognizable figures in the sport. While he may not have been the first pick in the draft, he certainly made a case for being the most impactful player from that class. The fourth pick of the 2009 draft brings us to Tyreke Evans, selected by the Sacramento Kings. Evans entered the league with high expectations after a stellar single season at the University of Memphis. Evans' NBA career got off to a blazing start. In his rookie season, he averaged 20.1 points, 5.3 rebounds, and 5.8 assists per game, joining an elite club.
Who's going to be the hero for Sacramento? Tyreke, look at him go! Tyreke Evans!
He became only the 4th player in NBA history to average at least 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in his rookie season, putting his name alongside Oscar Robertson, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. This remarkable achievement earned him the 2010 NBA Rookie of the Year award. With such an impressive debut, many expected Evans to develop into a perennial all-star. However, his career took a different path. While he continued to put up solid numbers, he never quite reached the heights that his rookie season promised. Evans spent his first 4 seasons with the Kings, where he showcased his versatility by playing multiple positions. In 2013, Evans was traded to the New Orleans Pelicans as part of a 3-team deal. His time in New Orleans was marked by both flashes of brilliance and periods of inconsistency. He adapted to a 6th-man role, providing scoring punch off the bench. In the 2015-2016 season, he averaged a solid 16.6 points per game, showing he could still be a valuable contributor.
And working on Fisher, gets home, the scoop high off the glass!
Evans returned to the Kings for a brief stint in 2017 before signing with the Indiana Pacers for the 2018-19 season. It was during this time that his career took an unexpected turn. In May 2019, Evans was disqualified from the NBA for violating the terms of the NBA-NBPA anti-drug program. When he was reinstated in 2021, Evans found it challenging to make his way back into the league. His early success set a high bar that proved difficult to maintain. Factors both on and off the court influenced his journey, leading to a career that, while solid, didn't quite match the trajectory that many envisioned on draft night in 2009. It just reminds us that draft position is just the beginning of a player's story, not the defining factor. Our journey through the top picks of the 2009 NBA draft bring us to the 5th selection, Ricky Rubio, chosen by the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rubio's path to the NBA was unique from the start. He was already a professional player in Spain at the time of the draft. Rubio had been on the radar of NBA scouts from a very young age. He made a professional debut in the Spanish ACB League at just 14 years old, becoming the youngest player ever to play in that league. Despite being drafted in 2009, Rubio didn't make his NBA debut until 2011. He chose to stay in Spain for 2 more years, continuing to develop his game and fulfilling his contract with FC Barcelona. When Rubio finally joined the Timberwolves for the 2011-2012 season, he quickly became a fan favorite. His creative passing and flair for the dramatic made him exciting to watch. In his rookie season, he averaged 10.6 points and 8.2 assists per game, showcasing his ability to set up his teammates and run an NBA offense. However, Rubio's first season was cut short by an ACL injury, a setback that would impact his development. When he returned, he continued to be a solid contributor for the Timberwolves, known for his passing and defensive skills.
Gives it up, Rubio wide open for the triple, and the Spaniard.
While his shooting was often criticized as a weak point in his game, he worked to improve this aspect over the years. Rubio spent 6 seasons with the Timberwolves before being traded to the Utah Jazz in 2017. He had stints with the Phoenix Suns and returned to Minnesota before joining the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2021. Throughout his career, Rubio had been known as a player who makes his teammates better. His basketball IQ and passing ability have always been his strongest assets. While he may not have the individual accolades of some of his draft classmates, his impact on the game often goes beyond the box score. But hey, that's just my take. Which player's story impressed you the most? Do you think any of these teams regret their decision? We want to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're always breaking down the biggest stories and trends in the NBA, and you won't want to miss our future videos. And hey, while you're at it, smash that bell icon too. That way you'll be notified as soon as we drop new content. Trust me, with how quickly things change in the NBA, you'll want to stay up to date.